had a decent response towards everything else in the draft, but I don't think the Leshrac has too much that he has to be afraid of if he's able to get a little bit of survivability. Maybe he even goes for a hood. I don't know if that's good anymore, probably not, but just thinking he needs to survive initial burst and then he's going to be able to mow the lawn, as you can say.
Mow the lawn. Okay, I like that. Well, we'll see if the Lesh is able to do just that. Bryle, obviously a really impressive and just technically skilled player coming out of NA. He's been doing a great job for their team, making the space that he needs to. Also for Tomato to come online, and Tomato playing on the much more slow and steady Medusa. This ward is going to get taken away most likely. Bryle might be able to go for the D ward on it while also chasing Bakaz up on the top side, playing with Saberlight. Him and Moon are putting a little bit of punches on there, but they were able to get the D ward.
Yeah, it's always a decent start because you're going to get a little bit of XP advantage, which, you know, seems minuscule, but it does matter a lot for these mid laners. Any point of XP you can get. And something to definitely look... Oh, in bottom lane, they're going to actually slap Tomato here.
Has to be careful. He's getting body blocked. Matthew with the quick fingers, and look at this.
Not skilling any spell. Okay, here
my
we go.
God.
Nicely done.
Dude, that was so sick. Mr. Matthew.
Yep. Well done indeed. Very good start for them. So yeah, I was about to mention the side lanes because I was going to say that Sacred should have a pretty good time in this bottom lane. And while top lane, though, I do think TSM has the advantage. I think Ursa is a pretty weak laner, and Io Mars is a very, very powerful lane. So I do think top lane should go TSM's way, and I do think bottom will just... It will be kind of a trade. And as soon as Sacred's level 3, then I think Matthew is going to be free up to potentially roam mid. And if they are able to roam mid this game, and shut down Bryle before Io's ready to connect, I do think that's one way that Thunder can take over the game.
Well, that is going to be the big thing that they look for, and we'll see if it ends up happening. You can see already as well, though, the one aspect that I'm really watching for is going to be, you know, do they end up getting like some sort of big lead of farm onto Bryle also, particularly since you've got this small camp blocked out right now. Dark Mago is going to have to come on over there and get a sentry to get the D ward. Does he already have it out? No, it's just a salve.
Not yet, but as soon as you notice that as a mid laner, especially a Storm, I think this is a bit of a Storm-specific thing because Storm farms the small camp very easily. So as soon as he points it out, then somebody's going to send him a sentry.
Okay.
But yeah, no, it's important. You know, these small things do matter. As we see bottom lane, Matthew is going to pull the lane back. He's going to get some XP for himself. And the lane is pushing into Sacred, so he should be able to get level 2, potentially even 3 because of the second oncoming wave. Depends if Matthew is going to reach that or not.
Yeah. Pull there on the mid. Or can go on to Bryle, trading some more hits and pushing him back. Definitely playing bully. Almost connected with that stun. Was going for it all, and Bryle instead takes a couple of pot shots from the tower. He's got to head out of there. It gets too scary.
I can't play mid. This is way too stressful when I watch these fights. Like, I'm 50 HP, but you know, they're just chilling, holding their fairy fires. They know their limits. Top lane's going great for TSM so far. You can see the last hits. Yeah, Bakaz is hurting. It's gonna be another one of those games that Pandem was gonna have to ferry a ton of regen, just like the other one we've casted in the Spectre game. Like, this is a tough lane.
And it's going to throw out that nightmare afterwards. But you can see it's not just the Ursa that's hurting in terms of the last hits. Timbersaw's not having an absolute great time either. Does have a creep wave underneath this tower now. Sacred's going to get a little bit more help. But already there was 5 denies on the Medusa. So kind of a little bit of back and forth there. I guess trading not a ton of last hits.
Yeah, just good last hitting by Tomato, I think. But again, as soon as Sacred's going to hit level 3, he's not really under any threat in this lane. And that's why Matthew is already moving. Top lane, though.
Yeah. Well, Bakaz is going to take a couple more punches. And yeah, you can see Matthew making the movement over and doesn't actually fully go for it. Is going to walk back to lane and go for a courier snipe. Or no. Oh. No, he's not. Never mind. He's going to go for a toss on to Sacred. Get a couple punches onto Dubu and then head off.
Yeah. That's okay. I mean, he does have freedom in this game, Matthew, so he can kind of run around. Maybe, does he have a salve? Yeah, he'll probably salve Sacred, and then he'll be on his way towards the bottom rune. We'll see what happens with these runes, because I do think mid, again, is the most important lane in the end to really set the tempo of this game. Like a lot of games, to be honest.
Right. Oftentimes, you need to make sure it happens. And they have Io in the area.
It's going to be 3 heroes from TSM here. Maybe they'll connect.
Dubu moving in. They have him. Toss over to the side. They find themselves Matthew.
Nice.
Avalanche to get away.
That's really good, because now he gets to run to the top rune. Maybe he's going to sacrifice this, because Leshrac is a fast hero. Maybe they'll try to run him down. Let's see what happens here.
Bryle wants to do it, wants to punish. Do they have enough mana, though, to even do this? No, instead he's just going to punch him right away. Spirits are there. Dark go.
Ooh,
not going to
nice
happen. Well played by Bryle.
Yeah, and that's obviously a very crucial kill. He is kind of low on mana, though, so bottom lane, Dubu goes down.
Yeah, Sacred finishing that one off. But again, very much the laning stage right now being won by TSM. 3 heroes of theirs all in the top of the net worth, and they're doing a great job of it.
Yeah, and interesting to note that Bakaz did go for Obra Venom, so a different read than what I had on this lane, because when I see this, you kind of want to play defensive, but he's going for Orb, and potentially, you know, maybe this will lead to a kill later. But for now, he's able to get a good amount of CS, but not a free lane by any means.
Yeah, it should be noted that every now and then I feel like Thunder Awaken are a very interesting team.
Top lane?
They're, can they go for anything? Because good nightmare by Panabu. Gets him out of there. I think that the Thunder Awaken are the type of team that I feel like is going to go 1-1 a lot in this group stage. They've done it a couple of different times now, but like either they're, you know, sort of a little bit slow out of the gate in the early mornings, or, you know, they win and then they get like really hyped up and it feels like they sort of fall flat in game number 2. One of those two things feels like it's consistently happening when they're serious.
Yeah, for sure. Like, you know, going 1-1 was still a sign of a good team.
Yeah.
It's not perfection, of course, but it is a sign that you can take off games from, you know, every team, which is a really good thing. Bryle does get a haste rune. This is huge, because what this means is that Sacred wants to dive bottom lane with this catapult, because Timbersaw needs to make use of the first catapult. It's very important for this hero to take the tower, at least chip it down. But Bryle getting a haste rune means he does have the option to connect bottom, but instead they're going to choose to go mid lane.
Yeah, and try and punish. Dark and go. TP coming in. And a boot there. They want to focus Moon, but not doing it yet. And in fact, with the haste rune pop, he's just dead. That was not the way it was supposed to go. Matthew now getting chased down, another round of the lightning, and, well, the toss away from Bryle might still end up going down afterwards, but looks like he's instead just going to cut this wave again.
Yeah, the best rune you can get on Leshrac at this point of the game, maybe region, but yeah, we are going to have a pause here. But yeah, you can see the state of the game now. This Leshrac IO is already taking over, and that was what I was worried about, is that if this happens, I feel like Thunder might not have a good answer for this Leshrac.
Yeah, it really feels like the fights have to be perfect from them, and it's already starting off badly because their Storm isn't having a game, and that's like the finisher in a way, it almost feels like.
Yeah, it's just a difficult situation, because that, like, as soon as I saw the draft ending, I could, at least from my point of view, it was pretty obvious what Thunder has to do. But it's not easy to do it by any means. You need to shut down the Leshrac, but do you have the tools to do it? You know, Matthew did try to come mid, but Moon was kind of on point. He was already checking the rune at 4 minutes and chasing down the Storm, not letting him escape after getting the water rune. So TSM has done a good job of, like, you know, understanding their game plan and playing around it.
Well, TSM so far looking so good, and there still will be windows open a little bit later on for them to, you know, make moves, but the big thing is going to be they've got to deal with this Lesh. If Bryle ever oversteps, you got to take that opportunity to really punish it to the best of their abilities. And, well, likewise, we're just waiting right now for the rest of Thunder Awaken to get back together. The other dynamic that's sort of interesting in this game is, like, in a lot of ways over the past, like, couple DPCs, we've been seeing this sort of resurgence of Thunder Awaken, this team that's, you know, relatively new. They're playing together, tried to get to TI last year and weren't able to do it as part of, I think it was SG, or maybe it was No Ping, I think. No Ping, yeah. And on the other hand, you've got Tomato, you know, the sort of superstar from South America who, you know, very beginning was sort of the hope and dreams of that region. And then obviously it's moved on, went on to NA, played in EU a little bit, has been all over the place. But seeing, you know, return battling out against his former region, kind of cool.
I think Tomato's been around for a long time, and he's still very young. So he actually started very young when he started competing, and I think he's grown a lot. And so far from the games I've seen from TSM, he's been a standout player for me. A very solid performance. He's, you know, he's very high rank. He's consistently playing, improving. He's got that try-hard mentality. So yeah.
Well, we are currently looking at Medusa, which is just a horrible decision by me. Look at how spooky she is, all the snakes in there. But I'll give you an update as to what's going on. Saberlight apparently is having a bit of an issue with his mouse. They're trying to resolve it, and, you know, I have heard before, this is some high-level tech, that you need a mouse to play Dota well.
Especially if you're playing Mars. I think, like, if there was a hero in Dota, like you need a mouse for, you need to click the spear.
Oh.
Mars is one of them. Like, I'm trying to think if you can use like the numpad or something. I don't know.
Who would be the easiest hero to play with like only a mouse? How about that? In this game, the game that we're in right now, as we get ready to go.
Okay. We don't have to answer that.
Ogre is the answer.
Okay. Okay, you got the answer. Good.
We're good to go.
So yeah, Storm died. Mid tower is chipped very low, and he's gonna try to make a play top onto this Mars.
Darkman go. This is the thing that coming out of the pause, and you try and punish people's, you know, forgetfulness about the state of the game, or he's just going to rotate to farm this hard camp. It wasn't looking at him right.
Nice, gets the arcane ring. A good pickup. But yeah, it looks like TSM is just going to be comfortable pushing in this mid wave, and then they have a nice ward here, and they spot out Dark Mago, and like they're probably just going to want to push him away.
Oh my god, dude, he just came back.
The hurricane.
Dude, that's his moment. Dark Mago's like, you stepped too far away, and now I'm gonna run away.
And Leshrac gets the last hit. Thank you.
Yo, he literally just walked out from lane, and he's already at like no mana. It is a bit of a tough one for Mr. Mago.
I don't see TSM having any contention for this rune here. They have full control. Let's see if he gets it here. He does get a region rune top. Okay, so at least Bryle doesn't get it, but he is going to commit for this mid tower. We have Sacred TPing in, so they do want to defend this.
Toss back play is an option. Sacred has level 6, trying to find the kill. Are they going to be able to keep him alive? Oh, barely surviving, but no, they do eventually bring him down. And Moon also in some trouble. So an overplay by TSM leads to them getting punished, and they didn't even lose Matthew.
Sick play by Thunder. Like, if they let the Leshrac completely snowball out of control, like I said, I don't think they have the answer, but this is exactly what they need to do. They need to bring numbers, and this is a big deal by Sacred, because he's sacrificing his own game in a way to be able, like, for the bigger picture, right?
Yeah.
Like, Timbersaw wants to stay in his lane until he gets the tower down. He wants to farm. It's like kind of like a carry hero from the offlane a little bit, but he TPs mid, gets this kill with a very good tossback from Matthew. Good call by them. It's very necessary.
Yeah, I mean, it's the type of situation where you're recognizing that, yes, I'll be able to carry, but in the end, they will out-carry me if we don't shut down this Lesh, as you're talking about. And now in the jungle, an Avalanche to try and slow Bryle's chase. Because back to farming, needs to get into that Diffusal Blade, but even beyond that, like you're talking about, he's going to need to get a BKB a couple more items.
Yeah, very aggressive with this IO Leshrac. They know how strong they are. They get this mid tower. Not much to do about that. We'll see where they go here. But look at this scary disco pony with the Bloodlust, the Tether. And this is why IO and Leshrac is such a tough, it's like such a strong combination. We are going to see Dubu get gone on here.
Looking for a free pickoff, and well, Dubu down low, and now Pakaz, he's gone in a bit too far. Panda there has the Nightmare. Can they do anything afterwards, though? They're just trying to get away with Pakaz. He's hoping to escape. Bryle still running at him. They are just playing all-out aggression right now from TSM.
Yeah. They're just trying to take more on the map here. And I do like how they're playing it on TSM. I was about to say that this... actually, they're going to keep chasing. No time to talk, guys.
Dude, they don't... I mean, that is what they're playing. Just keep the aggro up. Make it happen. Shut down the map.
And he is going to go for the Yules first on the Leshrac, so pretty good, because if he ever catches out the Storm, they're going to be able to follow up with the stun or the spear. So I'm fine with that choice. I think also Arcane Boots with IO is great because you get, you know, double mana. So yeah, everything's looking good for TSM. Meanwhile, on the side of Thunder, we are going to go for Diffusal Blade on the Ursa. So he's going to play that faster tempo, which I think is good against Medusa. I don't think you want to go for Battle Fury and just trade farm.
Smoking up his 4 right now, and the jump. They find Saberlight. This should be a free one, and maybe gets Dubu afterwards. Can they bring him down all the way in time? They will. Dubu joins up with the rest of the team. Now the toss onto 2. Sacred, second salvo. Can they kill him? Yes! Sacred makes the play for the team, and, well, Moon's going to get out of there. Does he kill Dark Mago? No, can't quite. But another huge victory for Thunder Awaken.
Yeah. Very well done by Thunder Awaken, going for that smoke and then bringing the numbers. You know, that's what really matters here. They're willing to bring numbers because they need these heroes to kill TSM. They need the damage from Sacred. Without Sacred, they're not gonna die on the Slash Rack, and these are really big pickoffs.
I think it's really impressive, Thunder Awaken here, like recognizing the conditions that they need. Like they're not opting to worry about this bottom tower. They're saying, okay, we need to match your tempo. We need to fight as a team, play together, and try and shut down Bryle right here, right now.
Yeah, I've actually noticed that they rarely bring numbers to take down the enemy safe lane towers on Thunder. They actually kind of prefer to play in their own jungle. I'm not sure if it's just the drafts or how the game went. But it is interesting. But they're definitely willing to, you know, bring the fight to the enemy.
Yeah. Well, 12 minutes and 1,000 gold lead still into the favor of TSM. They're still the ones that are quite strong and also getting into a new form of strength right now with Mars finishing off that Blink Dagger. The other thing that we haven't really talked about is that Tomato's just been farming, and he's getting close to a Dragonlance now on top of the completed Yasha. So if you know, Tomato can start getting involved in these fights, it might also change things around a bit.
Yeah, we have key items for sure coming in with the Mars Blink, which we're going to smoke with, and we also have Diffusal and Ursa, so I think both teams actually want to fight here, but we'll see how the fight breaks out.
Sacred caught right at the start, has the hood, hasn't popped it yet, and won't be able to. That is an important pickoff right now on the Timber Saw, and because, I mean, he's got to be careful. You can't fight without the Timber.
Yeah, they need his damage, and you can see like this IO Lishrak does so much damage with the overcharge on, and actually Moon is opting to get 3 in the spirits. I was gonna call it balls, but you know, wait, what is Matthew up to? He's
up top.
Okay, he's blocking the ancient stuff.
Yeah, he's a little bit in trouble there. Matthew chased and doesn't have avalanche. Toss away, but will eventually die? Question mark? Yes.
It's the word out there. I wonder if they saw that word or not.
I don't think so. Meanwhile, up top, good to go. Finds one. It's on Dubu, and with the Chakram and the pull through, gonna get that kill. Saberlight might also be in some trouble, but Moon, he actually gets up to the top side again, TP'd over to help out.
Yeah. So. Alright, trade of supports. He is able to block the ancients. We'll see when Tomato notices it. But yeah, this IO going for spirits is interesting because I do think overcharge is a very powerful ability, especially when you're tethered to a Leshrac. You get the spell amp. Obviously, you get more health regen, and that's something Leshrac really enjoys. But you know, it looks to be working out for them so far. So
it feels as if he kind of wants to get a lot of items. Are they going to get him? Yeah, it does look like he's going to be dropped down.
But TSM still wants to fight. They're smoked and they're heading over here.
Oh, this is dangerous. If they can get the fight while Roche is going on, though, delay it out as long as possible. They get the grip on the Mars before anything. Can they kill him off in time, though? The toss away from the rest of the team, and Dubu down low, not quite dead. Dark Go in some trouble, jumps away, and guess what? They get the Aegis.
Wow.
Thunder Awaken, but
it's not
Arena.
Over.
Toss, get away from me. Don't want to see you there. Dark Mago going to go down. And Matthew afterwards also going to hit the deck.
Still though, very, very cool play by Thunder. I really like it. The Ursa gets smoked into Roche or just runs into Roche. And the rest of the team walk up the high ground and just cause a distraction while he's doing Roche. And sure, they die on the Storm and the Tiny, but considering the state of the game, I don't feel like Thunder had any business getting that Roche. So a very, very cool play by them.
I'm curious if Moon does end up going for eventually that shard. It feels like it's so valuable with the Lesh getting that extra spell lifesteal. As the spear, well played by Saberlight, just speared him right back into death.
As we're going to see a replay here as he does finish the Roche while there's a fight breaking down on the bottom side. Like, Dubu is going to die here, but, you know, very well-timed grip as there is more action in the actual game.
Yeah, they're trying to chase. They can't quite get him there. Dude, this is just a breakneck pace. They just keep going at each other.
Wait, whose courier is this on the left side? It's Tomatoes. It was kind of sitting where the ward is, so maybe he's aware there's a ward. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Okay, well. Anyways, so we got the Aegis on Ursa. Again, cool move for sure. I really like that. We'll see what TSM does now, because I think now they're still stronger when it comes to just straight up fighting. But there is this Ursa with the Aegis that they don't necessarily want to give him like a positioning fight. So they don't want to run up a high ground and let the Ursa start hitting them. But if it's on their own terms, I think they're still comfortable to take the fight.
Well, on their own terms might be defending the tier 1 tower if Thunder Predator, Awaken, push that objective down. But they might not opt to go that way. Also going for the Sange already on the Timbersaw, getting into the Kaya next, and then the Shard, and afterwards the Blink Dagger. Have you seen the Blink Timber get picked up that much?
Not much. I'm thinking the idea is that he wants to find the IO in the fights,
right.
Because you do need to kill IO. They do not have like a vessel or something like that. In top lane, they're trying to go on this reload here.
I think they might get it.
TSM wants to fight, I think.
Saberlight's there. Yep, right away. Ava, toss, jump, finds the other. Pakaz trying to take down the Lich, and he's dead! The hoof stomp afterwards almost saved him, but it wasn't quite there. So they trade 1-for-1 on the mid laners, and Pakaz still ready to run in and has 2 minutes left on the Aegis. Why not? But they don't think they have the control to chase them down. Saberlight. Okay, danger. They move back in with Moon. Stun is there. And now Thunder Awaken realize can't go any further. I have seen a couple of the Timbersaws also go for like a Timber Chain, and then they blink right as the Timber Chain's going to connect, and then it pulls them away. So it's like a way to deal with push, kind of. It's a funky move. I don't know if it's great or not, but it's kind of cool looking.
Oh, there's some fun things you can do with Blink, but you can see like without the Storm, they don't have the reach. The side of TSM is very fast with, you know, IO, tethering, and Bloodlust and all these things, so they do need this reach, and they do have Blink on Tiny now. That's definitely going to help. But I like the aggression here from Thunder Awaken, but TSM is not going to go down and fight a fight here.
Pakaz brought down very low, but not dead yet. Will eventually burn through that Aegis. Tomato. Toss into the midst of the fight. Pakaz backs away again.
Bryle.
Sacred buying a lot of time, but yeah, he's completely isolated. Yule Scepter stay alive. Matthew dead. They find Panamu as well. But after losing the Io and the Lesh, they can't take this fight anymore on TSM.
Oh man, I love the aggression coming from Thunder. They recognize there's no Stone Gaze. I think Arena was still on cooldown.
Arena in 1.
Yep.
They catch him to the spear, but now Pakaz pulled back in, tries to kill off Saberlight, building up stacks, getting kills. They went in, they thought they could fight, they weren't ready.
They can't fight without the Celestial. The Celestial has most of their damage. Like, Duza has, you know, she's got good farm, but until Scotty, I don't think Tomato really wants to stand and hit anybody. So I think a bit of a mistake by Saber there, staying for that fight. And again, well done by Thunder. I think Sacred's playing a fantastic game. He's just dealing so much damage for his team.
This has been a really good performance. Man, something about South American offlaners. These guys are very good. They're killing it this tournament.
Yeah, for sure. We do see a reload top just to get a little bit of extra farm. But yeah, Bryle has been caught out a few times as well in these fights. And he's just dying. He bought the Sange now, like, same dumb age-old debate, I guess. I don't know.
Go with what you feel. Whatever you say is right,
the
Shirley. Sange, that is not okay.
Okay.
Sange. All right. That also doesn't sound good to me.
I don't know. He's just trying to tank up here because, you know, last 2 fights he kind of just died. Either got gripped or got gone on by the Ursa. They have a lane ward top. They know where Matthew is. Maybe they'll catch him here. Blink. Oh, yeah, the blink out.
Avalanche, and he's going to be left to the Wolves.
Yeah, a bit of a misplay. I think he saw them because he also plays the ward, but it's okay. Not the worst thing that can happen at this stage of the game. So he does finish the
Kai Assange.
Kai Assange on Timbersaw. He is going, it looks like the Shard next. We'll see what he ends up buying on Sacred, but no more Aegis as well on Ursa, so he might want to buy time for BKB before the next fight.
What do you think of the Ursa versus Medusa matchup going into it like on equal farm as we're seeing here? Is it another one of those like where there's windows where it's good for one hero and windows where it's bad for the other?
Oh yeah, definitely. When you get Blink, Diffusal, and Aegis, you're way stronger, but without the BKB, it depends on the jump.
And here's the jump.
Wait, what?
He didn't have Spell Shield, Life Shield on.
Oh.
That is a rare mistake that we're seeing, and he just evaporated on Tomato.
The matchup is very Ursa favored. It is extremely 100%.
If you don't have Mana Shield, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, when you don't have the Mana Shield on. Oh man, I thought they were gonna take it slow on Thunder, but
wait a minute.
They're just these guys non-stop aggression.
Dude, this is an interesting play. TSM, they go for the relocate, force people back to defend the tier 2. And then immediately afterwards, Thunder Awaken will separate and go back out and try and look for another fight. A minute.
Okay, he gets out.
Yeah.
And he does have the BKB now too. No, but this matchup, it's I think throughout the entire game, Ursa will be able to kill a Duza that's isolated. But there's going to be different timings hit. For example, if this Duza does opt for like a butterfly, I'm not sure if that's the way you go, but then there will be a timing that Duza is going to be stronger when Duza hits her Skadi, and if Ursa doesn't have BKB, so it all depends on who gets the items first. But when the net worth is this even, I do think it's overall Ursa favored.
Ursa feeling happy about that. They jump through, kill off Dubu. Now Matthew looking for another. Break the tether as he pushes Moon away, looking for the kill. Can they get it? Yes, and now Bryle, he's Nightmare. Saberlight gets the spear onto Matthew, so they get one in return. But from downtown, Dark Mago gets the chase down with the BKB there. They don't have an answer. He's gripped on Dusa. Triple kill for Pakaz. The Ursa, the Bear Man, make it stop. Rampage, baby. Let's go.
Pakaz, what an absolute legend this game. This guy is playing out of his mind. He had a tough laning phase, but he didn't die once. He didn't give the enemy any opportunity. That Roche play he did earlier was honestly amazing. And now he's just kind of leading the charge for his team. He's the one making the aggressive moves. He's the one going in for his team. And now he has BKB. He's pulling ahead of Duza in net worth. You know, this is a Medusa. She's always going to be on top of the net worth.
You just got to keep running at him. That's what I'm hearing. 8-0-4, and the Ursa is just a very happy bear at this point. And a 5,000 gold lead with Roche coming up. I mean, if it was instant, that would obviously be really good for Thunder Awaken. But a minute away as we see this replay, just completely we're not ready for the full-on aggro.
Yeah, and Bryle just is not able to get into the fight. He's just getting melted. I did not think they had enough damage initially, but this Ursa is proving to be a huge problem as he's gonna go in here again.
Yeah, they have the Nightmare onto one for Bryle, and well, as soon as they get that avalanche out, a couple more punches. He doesn't have BKB yet. Moon, try as he might, he's trying to keep him alive. The relocate away, it's not gonna happen. Sacred put the kibosh onto that one, and now Matthew is getting slowed a lot. Tomato with the Scotty doing good work, but I don't know if he can do it alone as they jump in onto all of them. Pakaz is there again, killing off Tomato. Triple kill this time for Sacred, and ultra kill. Oh man, one time it's Pakaz, the next it's Sacred. This team is terrified.
Oh my goodness. Did you see at the end, he literally he did the Ursa taunt and just started dancing around Tomato. That was kind of BM. Maybe it's friendly, but these guys, I mean, well deserved. These guys are playing out of their minds, and Pakaz again. Pakaz and Sacred have been incredible this game. Really stellar performance.
Literally dancing.
I really want to see the replay. Just show me the dancing bear, please. Help.
We'll have to check it out here in a second. There is still, you know, a Roche to be taken, and Pandaboo is in there, getting ready to head on in.
Yeah, and this second Roche is very crucial for Ursa because you also get the shard, one of the best shards in the game. And it really means that the next couple of minutes of the game, you're going to be in full control if he's able to get this Roche. We'll see if TSM decides to fight this, but if I keep losing fights like this on the side of TSM, if I were in this game, I would probably make the call that we can't fight this and we have to give it up. We are going to see the dancing bear here. So Lyric will take it away from me.
Oh, I mean, there's nothing else to say besides he jumps on in and, you know, realizes, hey, you know, last time they gave me the rampage, I'll leave it for you.
He does the dance.
I'll leave it for you this time, Sacred.
One of the funniest actual taunts in the game. He does get the Aegis. He did have a DD. Gets the shard. Gets a basher. The bear is out of control. It's gonna be very hard for TSM now. I think they kind of dropped the ball with this Leshrac on the back of some amazing Thunder, you know, Thunder Awaken
well, and
plays.
that's what you were talking about earlier, right? That this was going to be this huge danger, that Bryle was going to be so strong, and then Thunder Awaken recognized, okay, this is the win condition that they've got. We're going to bring everybody. We're going to bring Sacred before the tier 1 tower is down, and then they just make those moves, find the kills, and have set themselves up to have success because of it. Super good stuff. I'm very impressed with this Thunder Awaken team, and well, they're looking for another pickoff, and they will find it.
Arcane Rune Storm pops the BKB, not necessary, but you know, he didn't really see the enemy, so choosing to play defensive here. They are trying to catch top. Look at the zip from Storm.
Dude, he just goes in. Why not?
He finds them.
Dude, Arcane Rune Storm, you said it. Moon hoping to get away, and they will manage to relocate.
Okay.
But the counter kill is going to come out in just a moment.
Nicely done by Moon to actually reload bottom. He didn't even panic reload to base, so cool by him that he takes his Leshrac to farm somewhere else.
Yeah.
But Leshrac is going to be on a ward soon, I think, unless he advances forward. But yeah, still, again, amazing performance by Thunder. I think that first Aegis move completely changed the momentum of the game because TSM was very, like, they were positioned kind of on the left side of the map the entire time, constantly invading and not giving Thunder a chance to do Roshan, but that smoke play was really, really good.
Couple other items coming out now, and you know, we've been talking them up. Thunder, they're looking great, but it is a Medusa. Late game, this hero can cause a ton of issues. Currently trying to get into a completed Manta style for Medusa, and if you can find a way to, like, you know, kite him out, or as we saw before, TSM maybe getting a little bit too aggro in the mid lane, if Thunder Awaken go too far, the punishment and then losing a late game fight, just the swing in gold and experience, it can happen so quickly.
Yeah, the main issue for Duza is just finding a place to farm, because Thunder is being very, you know, forceful in how they're taking the map. They're not leaving anyone any room. Bane is constantly on the hunt. They're willing to TP as soon as they see a hero that they want to kill. Dubu's even on this solo boarding mission here just to be able to get some vision out so his team can get any farm on the map.
They did the same thing with Moon. He smoked out on the IO and puts down a ward over here in the dire triangle. So TSM hoping to get a little bit of vision, and Saberlight, he finds one. Dark and Go starting to bring him down low. Saberlight also tanking through a ton of this. Dark and Go does manage to get out of there, but Pakaz being slowed, that means that Saberlight can't escape. But they've already lost Bryle, they've lost Moon, and I mean, Thunder Awaken, I don't know if they're leaving from this area. Dubu eventually also killed off.
I love this. It's just non-stop aggression. They're not letting TSM have a chance in this game to leave the base without, you know, some smoke support. Another good find. You know, I definitely had the wrong read on this. The amount of damage coming out from Pakaz and Sacred in this game.
Blink Dagger, Fusel Blade, and a toss back. Saberlight killed.
And they just call it.
They're done.
It.
Oh my God, it happened. Game number 1 going the way of Thunder Awaken. I thought they were gonna have one last, you know, chance at it, but Thunder Awaken, they say no. Run on in, make it happen.
Awesome, awesome game. I'm very, very impressed by some of these plays, and the whole decision making in this game. They actually, I think they had a very good response considering the state of the game. The Leshrac was snowballing. I think all lanes went very well for TSM.